it's time. I hope Puyo doesn't mess me up too hard. It's easy to forget that I can actually time my attacks now. And I don't have to worry about like any latency. Oh, it's nice. Okay, okay. Interesting situation. Yo, Malachi, thank you for the raid. Welcome. How's it going? What have you been up to? Welcome in, everybody. Oh, oh my gosh, perfect cancel. What the heck? What a strange time to perfect cancel. What a strange time for a Kanzen Soul set. Yo, Drapboy, welcome. Malachi raid, hello. How's it going? How do we... Okay. That's... I think this is okay? Came from a lagging stream? Oh no. Have you figured out what to do? In order to like, help with that sort of... all the lag and stuff? Oh no, the reds! Oh, oops. Oh, and the greens anyway. Oh, whatever. Loki Malachi stream? Oh, hi, girls. So sneaky. Okay. This is fine. This is A-okay. We can attack now. That is full chain from the opponent. Can I? As long as you're doing your best, Malachi. I've tried configuring stuff and restarting, but I know one thing's for sure is that my PC's overheating like wild, but it's weird because I don't have anything on. I mean, streaming in and of itself is pretty intense for a PC. It requires a lot of like CPU usage in order to encode and like upload live footage, basically. So it's to be expected that it's using up a lot, but yeah, it's tough, it's tough. I thought you had figured it out. Or was that for something else? Okay, I think this is okay. Hello, Sin. Welcome, welcome. Oh, did I forget a green? What happened to it? Oh. I swear I had one. I like was looking at all the links I needed. Whoops. That's very unfortunate. Okay, we're good. Green cut. Aw, sad. I did, but then yesterday I was acting up again. Oh, jeez, that's no good. Hopefully you can work something out soon, though. That's okay, I can put that there. Okay, follow up. Follow up. Nice, nice. Okay, this is a good attack here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No! I just needed the blue. Oh my gosh, I almost had everything in place. Luna says around 30% CPU usage. Is that okay, or have I been killing my PC? 30% CPU usage is... Well, do you mean total, or do you mean OBS itself? Because if it's overall, that's like completely fine. That's no issue. OBS itself? How much is it in total? The main thing is how much the total is. 30% OBS sounds reasonable enough. I can check what mine is after the match. After this match, but... 30%... No, it depends on what else you're running as well, because if it's a game, it'll also be using a fair amount. Didn't get the piece in time. Nice. We're good. They can main chain if they want.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Not so safe. We'll see though how this goes. Nah, no. So much junk up there, oh my gosh. What am I doing? So inefficient. Keep it to our programs, which from previous streams were perfectly fine? Yeah, that should be okay. I'm not sure what it is then. Do you get any like errors in OBS that you can identify? Yeah, thank you for the host of the raid. Didn't come up here, so I'm not sure who it was, but thank you. Oops. That's not good. Okay. So it seems like for the most part they're vulnerable to being attacked at all, because they they don't set up any responses. Well, they haven't, rather.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That got a bit close. Encoding overload? Yeah, then there's something that is taking up a lot of... When you check your OBS, like, what is your total CPU looking like? That's the main thing. OBS can take up a lot, but if something else is also taking up a lot, encoding overload just means your CPU's like, usage is probably really, really high. Like close to 100 probably. So there must be something somewhere that's causing issues. Okay, this blocks them off. Can just seal them now. Oh, whoops. Yes, hi! Hello, Chaotic! Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Oh yeah, thanks for the follow. Can't check it right now, but thank you to whoever it was. You know what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Does this work? I don't think it cuts. Cool, cool, I made it work. Pretty good. Settling down for watching us. Sounds good.
One, two, three. Stop that! Stop that! What happened?
Bow, bow, bow. That's full chain.
3, 4. Return fire! 6, 7.
Cool. Pretty solid chain here. Lots of power. Greens have 6. Into the 10 chain.
3, 4. Gravity fire! Stop that! Stop that! What happened?
What happened, Papu? You've got your answer.
One, two, three,
Does that cut it off, their chain?
5.
No, that looks pretty solid. That looks really solid. Oh, jeez. No, it might. Oh my gosh. That 11 is huge. This thing that's odd to me, I always close every app running in the background before launching OBS and AR program. Right. But I think checking during the stream at like what else could be, because it might not be something that you can see being open. It might be something that's running in the back that you can't really, that you wouldn't be able to open a window and close. So you'd have to terminate that process in OBS. Like for example, I'm not saying this is your issue, but like antivirus programs, for example, running scans at the background and stuff. Like you wouldn't see that happen, but you'd have to open Task Manager to check. Whoop.
One, two, one.
Alright, I think we've sealed them enough to set off this 4 chain.
One, two. Stop that! What happened?
Yeah, the 7 chain will clear that too. Alright, nice. Pretty solid round there. I think we played pretty well. There were a few bits where I was like very inefficient or whatnot. But there we go. That's the set. Alright, so that's the result, 15 to 5. Wow, I think I have a thing for 15 to 5. My last 2 matches have also been 15 to 5. The one before that was 15 to 13 against Puyota. But like, yeah, the rest of... And the one before that was 15 to 4. And the one before that was 15 to 5. Okay, so literally like, the only non-15 5s have been 115-4. And then Puyo, which is 15-13. So that's... this is a thing apparently. So funny. Okay. All sorted there. So cool. I don't know. I could be like 15-2ing everyone or 15. Nah, okay. It's just a funny result. It's interesting. You're the cool one, Malachi. Bum 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 bum. Bam 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 bam. Alright, give me a moment just to get the stuff up that I need for the tutorials, and then you'll start seeing stuff, so just for a bit we're gonna vibe. It won't take long. It's just loading up the document and the folder of stuff. Bam 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 bam. It's part 2 stuff. How am I the cool one? Because you are. Kinda disappointed in that result. Which one? Oh, this one, 15 to 5. You were playing really well, but we usually have closer sets than that. Oh, yeah. With those results? Yeah. It's alright, Sin. Don't let it discourage you too much. Some days, stuff just happens. Honestly, I probably couldn't beat Puyota consistently, for example, right? But it just so happened that I pulled it out that time in a first to 15 set. It just depends on the day, the length of the set, how you're feeling, a whole bunch of stuff. Just keep on working hard. Like even just today, I'm very curious about what happened today. So for those of you who weren't around, I won against the Yardan in the Road to Victory match, 50 to 25. Very bizarre. He's beaten me the last couple rounds, and I know I've played kind of dodgily the last times I played with him, but it was like, I'm not sure, was he less aggressive, or was I just, or did I adapt better? Was it, because I know a lot of the time I actually was able to like send out a stronger attack and overwhelm him and stuff like that, and I was able to follow up really well. I know I did a lot of that nicely. Main chains were pretty solid for the most part, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I got the upper hand, or like what was different that gave me it. So I mean, there's that as well. We also just played to 100 afterwards, and I don't remember what the final result was. If we check Kyobi's stream, I'm curious now. I forget what it was. I'll do that, and then I'll have the stuff up for the tutorial. Where is it? 100 to 60? About there sounds right. Let's see here. It was 100 to 61, very, very close. So, interestingly enough, the second half ended up being... what is that result then? 50 to 36 here. So I think he was playing a little better later on, but yeah. There you go. In case anyone was curious about how that went. Let's see. Big part of it is probably nerves, yeah. I can say that as well, like, most people have trouble with nerves most of the time. Most of the time, yeah, I don't. But, but then you also saw me in the blue tournament from a while ago, where I got to that. I qualified in the faster twos and stuff, and I choked it, sort of. Nerves are rough, but it just takes time, really, to develop out of them, or, you know, get more used to the environments, because they'll always be there, it's just learning how to control them. The cooler one? Nah. Play tournaments against players are stronger than you all the time, Dan doesn't, and that's why I find, like, that's one thing where I find Dan's gameplay to be extremely impressive, right? Like, most of his big training comes from ranked, I think. So weird. I don't really know how he's gotten there, but it's interesting. I guess the aggressive playstyle kind of suits itself well to faster twos, because you can get away with a lot of crazy stuff. So he's been able to practice that sort of play. But yeah, that's that, I guess. Drop by for 2 seconds talking psychology. Perfect. Yeah. Just touching on nerves and like how big of an effect they can have on the set, because I mean, hey, they can be pretty intense sometimes. Alright. Indeed they can, right? Might just be that he's been playing for a while. There is that, but like his development in the past year or so, or maybe 2 years, has been really impressive. Because he wasn't quite this good like 2 years ago. Yeah, last year he was like starting to really ramp up his gameplay as well. And now he's just like gotten really good. So maybe he's just been playing a lot as of recent times, but again, I'm not entirely sure. He stripped me a bit more, so I mean, I can believe it. Okay, I've got the hold on, let me get a video, one of the videos up as well, so that we have a VLC tab for this. Vertical 4, here we go. Let's get this one up, because we don't need the audio. I need to mute this video. Where is my display capture? Ta-da! I can turn off this one. Alright. So, we have this one, we have my folder of stuff here, and we now have this. So we'll be able to switch between these two. Cool. Let's see here, what's going on. Should check out one of his old swap sets at some point. Yeah, that'd be a nice way to see see how it looks now. I probably know Puyo, and just like how he used to play as well. gonna pop off now. It was nice talking to you. Good to catch you too, Malachi. Thanks again for the raid. Hope you have a great rest of the night. Those swap tournaments for how I go into it in the fast place. Oh, very awesome. Very awesome. It's a good source of inspiration. Okay, so... honestly, it's kind of hard to... Can you not, like, do playback stuff unless it's in this... What? You can, like... Okay, you can use your hotkeys and stuff, but you can't get the stuff to show up here. You know, it's kind of hard to script this now. Unless you have it side by side, maybe we can open a side by side. I'll not see chat for a bit, but let's do it like how can I? Yeah, that's okay, right? I guess it's just whatever comes to mind. There isn't really a way that we have to do this. First, let's... Alright, I can get rid of this now. First, let's aim for a 4-chain. Let me get the chat up on my phone while I'm doing this then. Ugh, can't wait for second monitor. This phone solution won't have to be the way that we deal with these. Hold on, see this. You need a computer with too much. You're a funny one. You're very funny. Alright, it's up on my phone now, so I don't have to check back. Same for a 4-chain. The focus on blocking vertically. Place these purples here. Place these purples. To left. And then complete a group of 3. And complete with the next piece. I could take that next piece. We place other pieces aside since they're not helping us right now. And then block, so apologies for that one. And then block the current group of purples from the top using this red. Now we work on adding more reds. Making sure to clear our side junk along the way. Next we can block the reds from above using the screen. Once again. Once again, complete the greens and then block it using this purple. Wow, this really is long, hey? I don't know if this is gonna be enough. Using this double purple. We can set the chain off. I think I'll keep the dot points like here just so that I know what I'm doing, or which clip exactly. Honestly, I don't know if storyboarding will be as important now. Like the first tutorial specifically. Oh, okay. So when we're walking through the concepts, that's when we can throw in some stuff. But when it comes to this one, we're already recording stuff for it, right? So, and like, we're always working with the RNG, like that's the idea, right? So we can't script it exactly until we have the recording. We can't really set up a scenario. Again, like that's where the concept comes in, where we can specifically talk about this color and you know, this specific piece set. But yeah, with this one, it's like I can talk about the concept, but I can't talk about what exactly is going to happen, which means I can't script it out until I have it done. So I think future storyboarding won't be that big of a deal. Like it won't be that big of a time investment, which means if the script does go over for a little bit, that's okay, because like that just gives us this extra week from storyboarding, where we won't have too much to say, or do rather, is where we can draft stuff, you know, or you know. Mostly it's just like give it to Tamboda and see what he thinks, along with go through it with you guys to see if there's anything in particular that sticks out as we should change this or fix this or whatnot, or reword this. So that's, I guess, how things are gonna pan out for this part of the production, and then we'll work from there. Anyway, that is that clip. I can always like review it afterwards again as well, so let's just get the script done and then we'll have a look and see how we're doing. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Wait, hold on, what's the next one? Next one is a 3 with some garbage. Garbage interrupt 3 chain. Here we go. Yes, very nice. Let's go through an example. We have another in-game to do with that. On top of RNG. Garbage. While you're creating your chain, your opponent may send you some, so it's important to be able to be aware of. Start without blocking again. These reds. Block with the yellows, and then complete it. We then block on the side using this red, but then, oh no, a 2 chain from the opponent, but that's okay. Remember, to clear garbage, you need to pop Puyo's adjacent to them. Here we'll use some greens to achieve that. With that now cleared, we can access trigger again. The reds will achieve 3 chain. Okay. Keep. What the? Keep. There we go. Of where your trigger was, and then clear accordingly. Okay, awesome. Easy enough. This really isn't gonna take too long. I think, yeah. Getting the initial stuff is fine, and then we'll like, maybe we'll practice talk through, or practice what do you call it? Do the talking for it. What do we call that? I don't know. There's like sort of like rehearse, but we're not kind. I guess we'll call it rehearse. We're basically rehearsing it, but it's more like checking if this works or not. Okay, let's get the 5 chain up. Mixed 5 chain? Yes, that's right. Okay. Yo, okay, wait, I didn't check the follows. Apologies, let me do that. Softbit and Lord Yoshi, thank you for the follows, you guys. Much appreciated. Welcome as well, Bruno and Zux. Hello. Hi. How you guys doing? Papu. We have Kabunku here. Did I use Paprisu in any of them? Hold on. Did I? I don't know. I think I used Kabunku in all of them. I think it was just Kabunku and Ali, because those were the defaults. Because I default like to Kabunku, right? And then I also... And then Ali is the default CPU. Maybe we'll use Paprisu in the next one. Doing good, you? That's good to hear. I'm also doing pretty good. It's holiday tomorrow, so today's kind of chill at work. Yo, exciting. Very nice stuff. Next, let's keep working on making a larger chain. Time to aim 4 or 5. Notice that a reminder about next queue. We can tell that we're 2 yellows. So we should focus making a group of yellows first. We'll block on the side using this red. Then we'll complete the group. Then we can block with the screen. There's a lot of purples. Clear these out as we continue waiting for more greens. Next we'll block with a yellow. Leave that group. Then we've received garbage But notice that it kind of blocks the yellows for us. Because of that, we can set up a group which will to clear fast. We can set up a group of those clear fast, but then have yellows fall afterwards. Once again, yes, of course. Yeah, they want my commas, I want my commas. I should not be the iffy on my words, but notice that it blocks the yellows for us. Or, that it, no, that's not a good way to put it, that it, notice that it's still possible to access the yellows if we clear something on top. Clear something from the yellows. Have a yellow. Okay, where's the music from? This particular track is from the Tetris the Grandmaster soundtrack, the third game. Here we blocked green and made sure to put yellow on top. OST is pretty good, yeah. All of the TGM games have a very good soundtrack. They're all included in this general playlist. Your noise! Okay, I think this clip is done. Oh, hold on. What is this? Squishy! It's Levy, hello! Says you. Says you. Who's the truly sweet one here? Subbing for 3 months now. Thank you so much for the support. Lots of love to you, Levy. Thank you. Thank you. It means a huge amount to me. Welcome. How are you doing this fine morning? Or how did you sleep? Aww. The true sweetheart is Ali singing this vocal thing. Had to wake up early but I failed. It happens. It happens. How late did you wake up then? Did you wake up and I fell asleep again? It's going in the right direction, eh? Chain. This isn't enough to almost the opponents. If they don't clear anything themselves. So, okay, so themself, is that an official word yet? This is one of the things that I do argue against when it comes to why are these options? When it comes to like English language, a lot of the time I'm like, oh, you know, just learn the rule and it's okay and it's fine, right? It's not that hard. Like, I'm always correcting people for stuff, or not anymore as much, but like, you know, I try to make sure I keep things correct. Themselves is one of the weirdest cases though. This one is one of the ones that I truly don't agree with. Themself is a word by now, right? Hopefully themself. It's because it's the implication that them is used for plural usage, isn't it? Or like it's used for a group of people, whereas they, them pronouns should use themselves. So I think it's just that this hasn't caught up yet. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. They just... Okay, I'm glad it's a word. I'm glad we've progressed to that point. So, oh my gosh. So it's... Any Euro players? Should I say something like this? Themselves is fine? I thought so. Themselves. Very intense. English is garbage. Well, try to keep in mind that Shakespeare invented a ton of English words. We use it every day. That's true. It's all over the place anyway. Who cares? Think it should be themselves? I'm not sure. I think themselves implies them used in the plural context though, right? Figure if it makes sense, then we should use our judgment on what should and shouldn't be an English word. That's fair. Self sounds awkward for some reason. Because the word hasn't felt familiar yet. I assume that's what it is. It's a familiarity thing. Just like using like, oh, like using they for a single person, right? Probably sounds awkward too, but it's respectful in some circumstances. Or even just easier to say than the person or something, you know? Like it's a correct pronoun. And I think this is an okay usage. It's almost if they have nothing on it. You can work into playing this game. They are, not they is, even if it's singular. Oh, that's interesting. Good counterpoint. Good counterpoint. They. Ooh, that's very interesting. Should we be saying they is? Like again, it feels wrong to us. But is they is technically correct if it's used for a single person? Let's see here. The usage didn't change for singular plural. Oh, right, that one, yeah. What's respect? Yeah, funny Xenix. Singular them already exists from like 14th century. Oh yeah, it's just the modern like acceptance of usage sort of thing. Work out what vowels were incorrect when I was trying to spell peripherals. Oh yes, peripherals. Yeah. English should be funny. Not really sure if themselves changed into themselves. Themselves looks awkward to me if the target is single. It seems awkward, but like maybe it's still correct then. They are, then it should be themselves. Use you are, even though the you is singular. Oh. Wait. Wait, hold on. He is, they are, they... I'm confused. Tense doesn't matter with regular plural. You still use they are even if they is singular. Wait. Oh, right. It's just specifically when you say she, he, it is. And if you say they or you, if you use you even, then it's are. You are something, right? There's a neutral program in English that's something. That is nice, it is nice. No, you're right. Why is it that we use you are though? Right. Because he, her, she, sorry. Third person, right? Is it something to do with it being second person? And wait, hold on, but then they is also second person, isn't it? Oh no. No, it's not. Sorry. They is also. It's in the same category as he is it an adopted usage or something then maybe? Like it's not something that we can actually describe properly as an English rule, but it's something that we kind of just bring in because of its like prior usage. You was originally strictly plural, the singular I believe was the oh. Oh, okay, so yeah, like history, right? Because history has a role. It's not always like this rule is because this, it's also just history, right? Which is what I'm trying to get at, I suppose. English speakers noticing using UR for both singular and plural is weird. Yeah, there you go. Every time you get used, oh, you got used for singular too, and we're just seeing the same thing happen today. Right, okay. So I think that makes sense. Oh, and you have yourselves and yourself. The reason themself is even a thing, and like, you know, outside of himself and herself, you have yourself, but we have yourselves as well, right? So I think it's the same thing where we can then apply that to themselves and themself. When was yourself adopted into being used then, I wonder? Right, because it would have had the same history, right? It's like, oh, you know, we wouldn't use you for singular, why have yourself? That doesn't make sense. But now we do. But like, it's so natural to us because we already, like, that's a standard for us. So, I don't know. Maybe we're doing the same thing again. Right? I think this argument makes the most sense as well. Another layer, people use they them pronouns and others who aren't used to such pronouns having initial difficulty using them because they feel like they them are plural rather than singular. Wait. Oh, okay. I mean, that's just a developmental thing, I think. Like, people just not being used to something. They're not intentionally throwing it off, but it's like... It's just natural, right? It's natural to be thrown off by anything that, like, you've already established as being completely normal, but then... It's like, no, never mind, we changed the rule. Some plural people? So, wait, hold on, what? As in some people use plural for the word people? Or is it like... People... Huh? Wait, oh... Some plural people... I have no idea what that means. Some plural people. That combination of words just doesn't mean anything to me right now. It's so funny, isn't it? It's like this combination of words doesn't mean anything to me. It's so fascinating. It's like you have to say things a certain way in English in order to make enough sense. Some people have... I'm not sure how to describe it. Plural gender. Ah. Oh. Oh, okay, then, like, people with, DID, is it? Is that what you're getting at, or is it? I don't know what's going on exactly. We're just talking about, the usage of pronouns in English, and, like, it came up with, themselves. Yeah. No, I think we're all fine with it. We're just kind of exploring how should we use them correctly. Like themselves, for example, not being a word, or I think it's a word. It's not like it wants to autocorrect itself to themselves. Okay, it stopped wanting to, but like it accepts themselves, and that's the root, if you will, of this program grass. Well, not this program. What am I saying? This not problem either. Discussion, I guess. Go with they pronoun because they want to be referred in plural with themselves and such instead of themselves. Yes, okay, that's fair. That's fair as well. Yeah, people who have that sort of identity, it's just a case-by-case basis, I think. When it comes to that, it depends on the person, and like, yes, if they associate as multiple people, then you would use themselves because that's accurate, right? So I think that's right. Even before I learned about LGBT stuff in my life, I felt like they them worked for singular when you didn't know their gender, but others have felt like they them was plural. I also felt that way too. I think when I was younger, I was also very confused about themselves not being a word, because again, it's like the guy was talking on the phone with them, right? And it's like, don't people say that? Like before this whole, yeah, again, before this identity, the concept of them being tied to identity, it's like, don't people say, like, oh, I was talking to them on the phone, or something, right? I'm pretty sure it's the standard usage, but people just kind of made a big fuss over it, which is kind of silly. Plural identity? Yeah, yeah. There you go. Hello, Humberto, welcome. Why is your self a valid word? Yeah, exactly, and that's why we're saying them self is the same argument. It's the best way to describe it. Towards it, that would still sound like plural. I think it depends on context, Humberto. Like, I think it's all context of what it sounds like. Or its familiarity. Again, the word them, if you associate it with plural already, then your brain makes the connection that it's plural. But for someone like, you know, you tell a child this, they don't have any, like, preconceptions. It'll be all different or all the same to them, right? And I think that's the thing. You need to take a step back and, like, kind of distance yourself from what you know already in order to fit this new information in, because otherwise you'll never be able to adapt. That's how you be more open-minded, right? It's separating yourself from your beliefs and then being able to take them out and change them depending on what, like, new information is coming in. Singular, they already exist from a long time ago. People not wanting to use that, arguing for different reasons instead of grammar. Yeah, there you go. Don't have the context that we plural. Yeah, for the most part, most of the time it's plural. When context is unclear, a lot of the time you'll be talking about groups. Context is standardly not plural. I don't think it's either even, Humberto. Now that I think about it, I think it depends. I think it really does depend. Yeah, norm is not official. It depends on your culture, your environment, the people you talk to. If you had... Yeah, again, like, a kid doesn't know that, so there is no norm. Question mark. Yeah, that's fair, Humberto. Also, feel free to, like, critique anything I'm doing along the way. I'll send the script when I'm done. But this is my first draft. Like, this is literally just me looking at my footage and being like, what can I say? I'm not even, like, thinking about, like, if it'll sound dodgy or if people can't follow it or something. I'm just making sure that I have the colors, I guess. That's the main thing. Unlike this part, which I still have to record, but we'll get around to that. I don't want to sound bulu. Like... That's very important. Bulls. Typo the typo. My experience, people were arguing against singular they because of the grammar reason. It's not usage that we used to in the grammar vocabulary. I think it goes both ways. Like, there are a few different arguments that were made about it. That's one, and then there's just people who didn't want to, like... Maybe on the basic level, when you think about, like, what would make your brain happy, it's like, yes, I just want stuff to be the way it is, I don't like change, right? That's human mind. But there's also the social aspect of it, which is different too. For some reason, even from a young age, singular they just felt natural to my brain. Interesting. Single mind thinks they might just say it's different, say it's because of a grammar reason, but deep inside it's different. Yeah, again, it's the whole, is it like a cognitive thing? Is it to satisfy your ability to just perceive a word this particular way and it doesn't change and that's just how it is? Because most words are that way, right? Why would you change it? But English is a live, developing language, right? So you can't really expect it to be that way. Otherwise you end up like squares. But yeah, and then there's the social aspect of it, where it's the usage is then like defied because of social reasons, and that's different, right? So again, it's I think they both play a role, and it depends on the person. People just want an excuse to be rude. It's not valid grammar. You're not valid grammar. Yeah, exactly. Right? They'll shield it with like something that is valid, but in their case, they're just using it to back themselves up. Haha, themselves. Look, no way. Somebody specifically asked me about using them. I'll consider using it for that person, but else I go with grammar since it's the easiest choice, since nobody can blame me for doing what you were taught. I mean, if you don't know pronouns though, then it's like question mark, right, Hembodo? What would you use? When she was trying to learn more about the translated community. Oh, right. Hold on. What was the previous lead? Ah, there you go. We're back to psych. We are. I was kind of an accepting person, but she had the initial issue when I was talking to her about my non-binary friends. Trying to learn more about the trans community because she was trying really hard to understand it. It's good to know that there are people who are willing to grow and learn. It's very important to teach people these things. Remember during the time I was playing One Shot, it was around the time I was getting used to they them, and I thought of the same grammar issues my supposedly bring up, but I kind of just got used to it over time. Yeah, the they them thing with One Shot was one of my first, like, actual pieces of media that exposed me to it, I think. It was very bizarre to me. Like, I'd known about unknowns. That's probably the other one, right? Like, unknowns. They don't have a gender. In the Pokédex and stuff, or like, whatever. And I was like, okay. That's like a robot though, right? And then you got exposed to Nico in One Shot, and then yeah, the whole like, that is just how things are. And like, it wasn't confusing to me really. Like, it was the first time I got really truly exposed. But again, it's, yeah, you get over it, right? It's like, okay, that's just how it is. Whatever, who cares? Why argue about it? There's no point. It's just silly. Also, correct grammar discussion just feels like prescriptivist versus descriptivist argument. What does that mean? Firmly in the camp that language is descriptive. It evolves and language should adapt with how people now use language. Ah, yeah, I agree with that too. I should. Like, that's what language is for, right? When you track it down to the sole purpose of language, it's to be able to communicate, right? And then words that are commonly used nowadays don't necessarily line up with the ones that they used to use. Even like, I don't know, car, right? Or like objects, right? We have words for objects that only exist in the modern age. It's the same thing with words that we've had already established, but because the usage has changed so much over time, we then like change the meaning of the word, or we change the word itself, or we make new words and stuff, right? Like with emotions and psychology, we're inventing new words to describe these new sensations that we haven't like had a chance to ever describe, but we're trying to fit a word to them. And you know, in hundreds of years from now, they will have changed the meanings of the words that we've defined as well. But as it is in the present day, what we define now is what's useful to us, or it should be what's useful to us, right? Why make things confusing when it's like, language is just to make things easier, to communicate our thoughts and feelings, right? these rules just exist to like help us process the words that we hear. So there you go. Think might exist of gender neutral being a thing past the grammar issues I had back then. Exactly, right? And once you get over that hurdle, it's like, whatever, right? Just another thing. I go with he since in German the grammar tells you that a general masculine exists. Don't know if that's an English rule too, but the game's same goes for other words in English. I still have the generalization of German in my mind always. I think that's fair, because a lot of English used to do that as well. We would use he for most cases, which, it's a thing. it just, again, that's just how it was, and you can't really blame anyone for that. Let's see. I understand what you say. Spanish is still struggling really hard with neutral pronouns, but when these languages have genders for everyday nouns, what can you do? Yeah, that's also another thing. The structure of the language can make it difficult to adapt. Linguists can be largely divided into two. Prescriptivist is language follows fixed rules and we can mark if something is correct or wrong. Descriptivist. Language evolves and we observe how people use language and describe general rules from that. Interesting, interesting. So it's like, make rules, follow them, or like have a general sense of how things are. Take data and then form like, not rules, but descriptions for everything, I guess, afterwards. See, I think there's some sense in having some fixed rules that you follow already, but then there are cases like with they, where it should change over time. It just depends on the context again. Should be useful when the philosophers ever start crying. That's all these discussions. Jeremy, there's some serious problems with it too, by public news making totally strange and inaccurate propaganda about generalization, in which they try arguing for it but with lies and fake studies is so messed up. Oh, that's terrible. Rules to usage uses rules. Yep, that makes sense. Learning German from Spanish or vice versa and having to learn two different genders for a single noun. Oh my gosh. Just annoyances that make people even less open to it. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of conflicting information or like stuff that seems too fixed. That like working around it is just so much of a hassle, I guess. But my French is so nice, always messing things up since German. Nice. Hentor says gendered nouns, but they mostly match Spanish. Had the German once and it was a mess. Oh well. Alright, that was... I like how this tutorial work ends up very spinning itself into other discussions a lot of the time. It's very interesting. We get a lot out of it. I hope you guys all do too. Just let me check one thing. Alright, got that all sorted. Inclusion, replace themselves in document with they, them. No, you know what, I should just write the pronouns in Japanese. Don't even like use they, them, just say the opponent in Japanese, but like, because of the way the Japanese works, you don't have to like specifically define like he, him, his, they, them, their. Just aite. That's how you say opponent in Japanese. Aite. That's A-I-T-E. It's sort of like casual talk, but like when you're playing a game or whatever, it's fine to use it. Hey Yoav, welcome. And Icarus, welcome, welcome. Thank you for even all the... what is this? All the articles wrong? That is the only problem you have in the language. You're perfectly fine communicating. Yeah, exactly. Just don't use subjects anymore? Exactly, like, I like the way that Japanese works with its implied subjects. It's actually really, really useful. Easy since you don't use pronouns with verbs, it's just you have like 100 different ways to say me. Yeah, You get to choose. It's like, here's a bunch of ways to say I. Which one would you like to choose? Right? It's like setting things in The Sims. I'll take regular Watashi, thank you very much. Are you sure about that? You sure? It's just that, like, because of the way their language works, Watashi is usually used in, like, formal contexts, they say. Oh, not formal, but, like, when you're being polite, and it's sort of like when you become closer, like, more friendly, then you start kind of identifying, or you use these sorts of eyes to identify yourself a little more clearly to your friends and such. That it's good to have something to refer to. But it's all question mark. Okay. So, let's drink some water. I've been talking a lot and not drinking enough water. I still love this theme, it's so good. Underrated. Okay, so let's look at the thinking ahead section. Pre-blocking, I'm calling it pre-blocking because that just makes sense. I'll be like one of those stereotypical anime characters refer to themselves, there it is again, by their first name. Bruno likes this. Yoshi enjoys all of this discussion. Yes, very good. So you may notice that it can be difficult to, that it can be a bit slow to set up a group of 3, then block it. Waiting for the right colors. Before blocking it. This is where we can start to think. I don't want to be my surname. Fair, that's also fair. Or the surname usage in anime. Gosh. Thinking about start to think ahead. Apply thinking ahead. I was gonna say think about thinking ahead, but that's silly. Think about thinking about building ahead. Building ahead. So what do I do here? I make the purple the thing that's pre-blocking, right? Okay. Let's take a look at our starting pieces. Here. We have 3 greens along with a purple. We could just focus on building the green, but we were to use the purple. We first place the purple green down, and then complete a group of greens. Since we have another purple, we can group these together. Now, with the with this next screen, since we have pre-blocked using purple in column 2, we can now complete this link. I hope this makes enough sense. Again, we'll walk through it afterwards. And then Japanese it actually would sound cool, would it? Much edgier. Tries deru. Ooh. It could have spelled in katakana? Ikarasu. Yeah, ikarasu. Yep, ikarasu. Oh, this song. This is Yoshi's theme song. This is, oh, what's it called again? Sticker of Puyo Puyo, isn't it? It's, the second area theme in the original Puyo game. Although, the original Puyo game only had 3 area themes. It had the, what's it called? Just the Puyo Puyo theme. Is it just theme of Puyo Puyo? I forget. There's that, and then there's Sticker of Puyo Puyo, which is this one, and then they have the final boss theme. This one's a very good one though. I don't know if I have the original version of this theme in the playlist. I should check at some point. Puff or path? I don't know which one I said. Did I say? I don't think I said either of these here, right? I don't know. The Greek word is Ikaros, or Ikaros. Oh, interesting. I was thinking a bit Ikaras. Oh. Oh. Ikaros. Or Ikaros. Right, okay, interesting, interesting. Sometimes katakana works in ways that I feel consistent. That's where my kata shows up. Yeah, it's. I think it depends just on the, like, how Japan. See, I don't know because they could have gotten the reading from somewhere else, right? You would think it's ikaros with a that instead of a no. Ikaros sounds way off, right? Because we say Icarus, not Icaros or Ros or something like. I don't know. It just depends on where it was adapted from. Theme of Puyo Puyo, right? Sticker of Puyo Puyo, and then final of Puyo Puyo. Those are the themes. I just forget, like, it's the Puyo Puyo theme literally just theme of Puyo Puyo? Or theme of Puyo, I don't know. I know it's sticker of Puyo Puyo, is it just theme of Puyo Puyo though? Maybe. Probably. using this purple blue, can once again pre-block with the blue, and then use the next piece to complete a group of purples. Now all we need to do, complete the trigger, that is the blues, and our chain is complete. And that's it, right? Yeah. Alright, let's open up the next one. Where's the 4 chain? Oh, I ended up making a 5 chain. Okay, sure. Okay, yes, let's have a look at chat. Should join me trying to save Ludicrous from a doom bubble? Yes, I'd be crying. A doom bubble? Oh no, not a doom bubble. That sounds scary. That sounds like a... When I hear doom, I think of like death. Like a death bubble. Like a poison mushroom from Mario, right? You touch it and then you just instantly just dead. Oh no. I hope they're trying to save you would be actually saving you and not like trying and failing. I hope the trying is okay. It's good. If you need my ref for drawing, just let me know. I'm happy to, like if you're on Discord, I can DM it to you or whatever. I'm always happy to send through my ref if anyone wants it for anything. Doom Shroom? Maybe that's what it is. Doom Shroom. Oh no, he left a crater. Pasta Zombie is such a good game. I need to play through on stream at some point. It'd be really fun to revisit. I haven't played it in like... How long since I last played it? Like 5 years now? Probably like 5 years. Maybe more. Maybe more. Just the bubble that I did not create and the evil bone dragon wizard would try to get his little claws on me. Oh no. Okay, so not deadly, I think. Good morning. How do we say this? Canine vendor? Welcome, welcome. How you doing this morning? This fine morning? Good morning? Happy morning? Once again. Oops. Let's run through this again with a longer chain this time. Here we can choose either of between red and yellow, red or yellow as our trigger, as we have 2 of both of them. In this case, we'll make the reds the trigger. We pre-block yellows and then yellow to keep walking that link. Since we've pre-blocked already, we can keep walking on our chain even if we don't get yellows straight away. Since the game provided reds, a red piece, we can use that. We still don't have hellos, so we can clear you dog once again using this green. This green to make that our trigger instead. Now that we yellow, you have to remember what we've started. So we complete yellow link on the left. You know, pretty block again with this yellow. And then put the next green on top. Clear out the side junk in the meantime while waiting more yellows. That yellow can be used to pre-block once again. Being hit by, there's no issue either. Let's clean it up. These reds. Continues cycling through pieces until we get enough blues. Notice how the blues are trigger blues blocked off by the reds, so we need to clear them. Get them out of the way. That's done. That done. We're lucky enough. Perfect piece. Okay, hopefully that makes enough sense. Hopefully that makes enough sense. Ugh. No, it's like Yoshi's Island. That makes sense. Cutie music alert? What? No. It is simply good music. Unless you mean that it's because you're listening to it, it's cutie music. See, now that I can roll with. Doing good so far? That is good to hear. Sorry I can't stay in this stream for long. I need to do homework with my friends. Have a nice stream and take care. You too, Zax. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you did. Good luck with the homework. Do you know how chain link is called in Japanese? Wow, grammar. Do you know how what chain links are called? Nah, I'm not sure what they're called in Japanese. I don't know any chaining terminology in Japanese aside from like the form names. Like kaidan is stairs, kagi is sandwich. Honsen is main chain. I know that one. Honsen is main chain. Is a Kirby song, I think, or was it Mother? I forget. I do have Mother songs in the playlist, so it was probably a Mother song. I don't have any Kirby music because I haven't played through Kirby games, so I don't know any particular Kirby songs, or enough Kirby songs yet. Don't worry, I will get around to playing more Kirby at some point, or like getting around to playing Kirby at all at some point. That is on my list of stuff to do. There's a lot of games I need to play through at some point, and I'm sure there's a lot of music I need to add into this playlist as a result. Maybe I'll look into that to see if they use any other word that I could use for my Spanish pronunciation. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Again, more terminology. These two words, what is this? Isla born? Or it's just endless? Sound both like a mouthful, although I'd probably go for the latter, I guess. I see. We shall see. Right, and then the last clip is... yeah, this ended up really long. Gosh. See, I knew that like the examples would take a while to write out, but like, goodness, I did not know it'd be this long. Islabon was perfect, and they read it like Japanese Romaji, but a C like a Z. What, enlace? Enlace? I think I have a knack for like, see, I'm always nervous about it because I'm like, oh, I might completely butcher it, right? But like, I think I have a knack for being able to like catch readings for stuff in other languages, even if I have no idea what the stuff is meant to sound like or look like. It's so weird. I don't really get where I get it from. All right. Yes, perfect. Oh, thank you, Bruno. It's fun to read stuff even if I have no idea what it's saying. Pretend I know what I'm doing, right? Fake it till you make it. Okay, last one, and then I probably have to go take a toilet break actually. But let's... oops. Wait, hold on. Where was I before? Oh, okay, it was there. Why is this like this? So silly. Oh wait, no, that is meant to be that. Oops. Oh, I didn't really talk about this. I don't know if this is... I might have done it in the clip. I don't know if I did it in the clip. We'll see. Oh, 4 chain stairs. Example. Advanced case of thinking ahead. And to show off, you can be pieces. Too much about getting to this point. It's simply important to recognize that there are always more options than the ones that first come to mind. Oh, I could just build sure and use link and trigger in English, that just makes for a poor translation. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're gonna start like normalizing these terms as well, like what do you... Well, okay, there are a few things that we do steal off of Japanese that we don't have words for yet, but we probably should get words for, like, let's say... second. Like, a lot of the time we actually just, I mean, from whoever does use it, I don't know, that people say like second chain, but or second main chain or whatever, but like that's not very, well, second main chain I guess is pretty clear, but that's like a mouthful, right? And second chain is a bit ambiguous, so a lot of the time we'll just say secando, because that's what Japanese players say. They literally mean just the second, but it's specifically always used for when they mean like second main chain, right? So we just say secando. We don't have a word for it yet. Like, follow-up is also not good enough, because follow-ups are often used for like when you're attacking the opponent and stuff, so it's like, but I mean it's fine-ish as well, but again it just depends on the usages. Think about like that really, when you're using it in commentary or like on a guide or a wiki or wherever, wherever you use the word, would it be appropriate to use those words, I suppose. You know that segundo is the Spanish word for drying? That's funny. Yo, Lily, hi! Hi Yoshi, big fan. Big fan, where? No, the fan is in my living room. That's where I put my Switch. Like, eventually the Switch will be here. Here as well. But like, the fan won't, because I'll get the Switch fixed before then, because I don't want a fan I don't want a fan blowing at the setup. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna have to send my Switch in for repair at some point. Hey, I've been holding off on doing that for ages, but I probably should, because it means I'll be able to take it places without overheating as well, and like play it outside of my house where I've set up the dodgy fan and dock setup. So, I mean, maybe I'll do that. Like, try to get that sorted by the end of this week, and then maybe I'll send it in. No, I'll wait for when I have the setup, right? That way we can like still play stuff. Maybe on the new computer, test out some stuff. Maybe we'll just play PC version of stuff. Or we can use that opportunity maybe to play through some other stuff in the meantime, until we get our Switch repaired, and then when we get that sorted, then we'll plug it in and get back to normal, but we'll see. I think it just... I'll figure it out. While I'm at it, I'll probably get my Joy-Cons repaired, because they have drift, which I also haven't dealt with in ages, because I just use the Pro Controller. Right here, I'm a huge fan. Wait, but I thought I'm the huge one. Larger than any other fan you'll find in any fan shop? What? No way. How can I believe you? I thought I was meant to be the big one. Gosh. People are stealing my roles. So blue. Sending an image how big of a fan I am? Really? How do you send an image that represents the bigness of your fanness? That is something I am quite curious about. Alright, so this one I won't actually talk much about. I'll just this is sort of just a demonstration. Ooh. Alright, I think we're done then. I think that does it. Like, we still need to more specifically insert stuff here, but I think that's like still completed script technically. Like when we do the recordings, it's literally just we insert the colors. Oh my gosh. How big was how long was the blocking method one? Hold on. Hold on, let me go open it. I'm curious, how many words was it? It was 1287, and this is 1461, so it'll probably be closer to 10 minutes, I suppose. Alright, there we go. That's you. Hold on, I'll open up my phone. Opening stuff on my laptop makes it laggy. Oh my gosh, that's a big fan. You are that big of a fan? That's you? That's you? Why are you like out in the middle of a what is this even? It's not a parking lot. I don't even know what this is. Where is this? You're a huge fan. You are, but like what are you doing there? How are you watching my stream? I appreciate the fan, the support fan. What a demonstration, right? Don't worry about it. That just makes me worry more, but alright. Okay, so I've actually got to head to the toilet. So I'll be back in like 10-15. Good place to take a break anyhow. What I like to do when I need to come back is scroll up chat a bit so that it doesn't run away without me, so I can actually check on where I was. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that seems okay. I'll go ahead and leave it for like these bits. If there's something that seems off about the way I've scripted the example sections, let me know, because that's the main thing we're looking at right now. The other ones probably they follow mostly a similar style anyway. But if there's something wrong with the style or whatnot, let me know. I will be back soon. Give me like 10-15. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, we are back. Hello everyone. You know, using filters in Epic so beautiful. I know, right? Very beautiful. 2030. Hey, I was 18 minutes, so it was in between. Anxiety-inducing missing. Alright. What was it? Was it one of the credits themes? 2 Puyos on the moon and 1 pop. The other would be. What? Wait, hold on. That. That's funny. Very nice. It was one of the credits themes? I thought so. So for silence, my tummy is acting up. It's alright, mine was as well. That's why had to go for a bit. We are back though. I don't know if there was any issues then. I'm not sure if anyone had a look, but that's okay. I don't expect you guys to do the work for me anyway. I'm getting a bit tired just considering the time, but yeah. I'll probably hop off soon. I'll check through this once and then we'll probably hop off. Let me know if you have any thoughts along the way. Okay, let's start having a look through. Hold on a moment. I forgot what I was doing for a moment. I just need to flick over to. Alright, cool. Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of this Puyo Tutorials series, and so we're going to be oh, okay, toilet thought. So, I just found, I figured out, this is very useful. Okay, so Mini Puyo uses drop sets, so so here's one thing. You tell people what to do, how to do it, but and kind of how to do it, but you don't tell them how to do it. As in, you need to help them set goals for themselves, right? So I think that's one big thing that's missing, right? It's like people will rush into it and they'll be like, okay, let's use the blocking method and block a whole bunch, and then lose track of their chain, right? You need to I think you need to explicitly tell them, start, make a 2-chain, be happy with it. Make a 2-chain, be happy with it until you get used to the basic concept. Then all you have to do from there is make a 2-chain, add 1 link, you've got a 3-chain. You do that over and over and over until you consistently get 3 chains, then you can move on to doing 4 chains. People are like, oh, I can't even get like 4 or 5 chains. It's not that hard. I've said this before, right? But like, it's not that hard once you get the hang of the basic concept of it. If you can do a 2-chain, you just plus 1, it's a 3-chain. You get used to doing the 3-chain, you add 1, it's a 4-chain. And then you just do that again. 5 is a bit more difficult because there's a lot going on at once. But like you can go up to like 4 without too much trouble, right? You do a 2-chain, add 1, that you've got a 3-chain. You can probably do 3-chain consistently because you're just blocking twice. And then you just add 1 more, and then you consistently get a 4-chain, which is why I think 4-chain by the end of for this tutorial is a good goal. But yeah. Don't know if I'm talking a bit loud. Oops. Someone should write a book about goal setting and learning or something. Maybe. I actually had to go through that myself. Yeah, I think that's an important thing. Levy, I think if you have any thoughts in particular, I think that would be very helpful. You as a bit of a not a newer player, but like a less experienced player, I would say. I don't want to like put you down or anything, but like I think you're sort of the audience that this would be most useful to, I think. So if you have anything that you remember struggling with, because it's fresher in your mind, you know? Like for me, I can kind of think of it, but like, again, if you're more in the process of it, then it'll help me if you can tell me if there's any specific struggles you've had, and then I can help it, like, right, put something into tutorials that would help other people with the same issue, right? Because a lot of the time the issues you have will be ones that other people have too. So it's good to get that sort of feedback if you have any. So basically the same thing about bowling a 200 game, it's not that hard. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? And that sort of mindset isn't really that bad, is it? It's like, instead of saying just 4 chains impossible and never going for it, it's like, you're building up to it. That's the important thing, you build up to it. Felt bad about Puyo gameplay. I realized I needed to scale back to my expectations and goals and just try to go for a small, consistent 2 or 3 chains. Exactly, right? And you don't want to like have a 4 chain that you accidentally did. You want to be fulfilled with 2 chain, I know I did it myself. 3 chain, I know I did it myself. Then when you get to 4, you're like, I can consistently do this because I know that I'm the one putting the Puyos in place for this 4 chain, right? And then you can feel like you're progressing better, I think. Yeah. You're allowed to say someone is earlier on in their Puyo journey than you without offending. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, really. She's saying he's better than me, cries and runs away. No, Levy. I will help you up. It's okay. So I feel like my death jams are basically flukes most of the time. Yeah, I mean, me when I build like a large chain as well, to be honest, like a 17, those feel like flukes. They pretty much are flukes. It's tough. Remember one of my emotional struggles was just trying to go for a cool chain, but then it executes and my chain ends up breaking, or wasn't going to link in the first place when I thought it would. Right. And was that when you were going for things that you think was scaled up too high, like too much for... Because the thing is, like, when you scale it up, your brain has to process more anyway, right? Yeah, 5 chain becomes a 2 chain. Even as a high level player, you get that. You have like a 15 chain, but that ends up being just an 8 chain. And then it's just pain. The more you add to it, the more you have to think about. But if you build it up, then you're like... It's sort of like the whole process of observing your opponent, right? You build up to the point of autopiloting your own board, and then you can just look at your opponent's board at that point. Whereas if you went from the very start, you're still learning how to build a chain, and you focused on trying to keep an eye on your opponent, you would have no idea what... Like, your brain would be in too many places at once, right? So it's all about just, like, building up each skill bit by bit. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, so this thing that OBS does, where like when you okay, it's not having issues right now, but sometimes when you like scroll like once and it just like bumps itself down again, like, oh my gosh, why? I miss Zernix and Tanner. Yeah, we should have them talking again sometime soon. Or just being in voice chat. I haven't been streaming much lately because of all the stuff that was happening, but yeah. Talk to stream or something because I have bowling news? Ooh, okay. Tenor guy is pretty cool. Zernix is a bit weird though. Zernix is big. There you go. Hey, it wasn't me. I didn't say it, Zernix. It's just... yeah. Okay, so this is... Get some simple chains. An important thing... when practicing is to build up bit by bit. Take things slowly. Don't rush in. And try to aim for a 5 chain straight away. Start simple. Making 2 chains. Doing it until you get the hang of it. Group 3 Puyos. Block. Complete the chain. Once you're sure you're on the hang of it, add 1 extra step. That's when you make a 3 chain. Make the 2 chain. chain without setting it off. Then lock again for the 3 chain. Aim for 3s consistently. Make sure you understand. Do it. You understand it. And then when you're confident with 3s, add the next step. And then repeat. That should be your moving on to making consistent get to that point. Try to apply in order to there we go. That I think this is important to emphasize, right? I don't think this is excessive. It's good to do this. Bowling uses justification for the last talkie stream and me saying I was decent at bowling. Nice, nice. Then it certainly has an SP's personality. Find myself a ZP's to flirt with. Oh, beautiful. XP's master race. Oh boy. Oh boy. Love it. Hey, Oscar, welcome. So how the piece personality is in a notepad plus file not saved. Maybe I should save it at some point. Still not saved, hey? Exciting. Hello, hello. SP's personality according to Squishy just for the record. There you go. It's so good. Levy truly is a gift. Okay, let's read through this. Breaking it down, there are 2 ways to form chains, horizontally and vertically. Question is, how do you set these up? Let's step through it. First up, you want to make a group of 3. In this case, we made a group of blah. From here, you want to make sure not to clear this group. Instead, the next time the color of that group appears, we mean there. Place the group piece above or next to the group, such that the color is blocking the single from the group. Clear the other color to cause the initial group to clear afterwards. Bam, a 2 chain. Of the 18 notepad plus files I've got open, only 4 of them are saved. What the heck? How are you okay with that? That would make me very concerned. That would scare me so much. One of the 4 is just my tap history, so that's automatically saved. Oh, okay. I still don't like it. I'm not even that good knowledgeable about touch spam to sound like I knew what I was talking about. You knocked it out of the park. These. Blah. Then we block a blah. Make that a group of 3, then we block it again. And then we complete the final group and clear it, making a 3 chain. Read that clip and toss in some terminology. Since you have a good backup system for when it's closed. I think I've ever had problems once. If you say so. Guess I had to mention pieces that would generally relate to strats without being too specific about them. Implied strats. Yeah, right? It is so good. Honestly, so good. It's beautiful. Between once I complete the greens and then block it using this purple. So that's a 4. That's not the block again. We block with the yellows. Block on the side using this red, but then just check with the opponent, that's okay. Yeah, to achieve our 3 chain. So we can clear this out as continue. You blocked. Have to fill up. Let's think about what we had. Take a look at our starting pieces. It's pre-blocking green. So block using what we can complete this link using this problem we can now. So again, pre-block the blue, then use the next piece of components. Whereas annotating is complete. And a yellow keep working that link. You will entertain if we don't get to push it away. Red or red, we can use that. So you need to clear anything out of the way. Always move to the left side. Back to the front, use the challenge mode. Alright, I think that's honestly not bad. Wow, 3 pages, huh? Okay, this one's gonna be rather long. There's gonna be a lot of explaining, but hopefully, like again, this is literally introducing the concept of chaining. So I hope that this isn't an issue. Like this seems like it'll work out okay. Because we're trying to very explicitly teach what's going on. I hope it's just not. I just hope it's not an overload of information. That's what I hope for. Because the introduction to Puyo had a lot of information, but it was very important stuff. And again, the feedback was good there. But I don't want to like. That's the important thing. Like getting people from clearing groups of 4 to now you have to like think even further than that. But I've tried to like simplify it down as much as possible to like the fundamental level so that people can get that core understanding they need so that they can actually carry it into their chaining later down the line. Right? Because you need to understand this. Hopefully I did okay. Okay. Well, I'm pretty satisfied. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Any important thoughts and suggestions? Oops, I did not know you can click. Really, you can click on emotes to like get more info. I thought like you can hover over it. Didn't know you could click them. That's new to me. Did anyone else use emotes here? Yeah, like this one, right? Whee. Yeah, we can go here. Amazing. I actually did not know this. Fascinating. What, I don't think? Huh? Wait, you don't think? What's going on, Xenix? What's the issue? You asked for thoughts. Did I? Wait. Hold on. What did I say? I'm so lost. What is the context? Yes, right. I did ask, and then you said you don't think. No thoughts. Just food. You don't think. If you never seen it because my battery died. Oh no. Welcome back to battery on. Wait, what happened? So wait. I asked for thoughts. And then you said you don't think. Oh. That took me about 5 times longer than it should. See, that was the sentence. I fell for the bait. I get it now. It's what I don't think. A statement, not an unfinished thought. Is that what was going on here? Oh my gosh. I've been destroyed. You're welcome, I'm a comedy genius. Yeah, okay, I don't... What do we do? I think I might... Maybe I'll send this over to Hamburger for like quick checking. But if I just quickly pull up the pull up this one. Okay, so we did this. I need to actually send for subtitles. I actually did this slightly late. Start scripting for part 2. I did do that on time. I uploaded part 1 on time, which is good. Start storyboarding. I haven't started storyboarding, but I think I can. I'll be starting this afterwards. Okay, so by 19th we want to be sure that. Yeah, by the 19th we want to be sure that we're up to recording and doing the video editing instructions. Okay, that's actually closer than it. Well, I mean, 16th, 19th, yeah, sure. But to be fair, I'm gonna be rather busy in the next few days, so that means I do have some work to do. I've got to. If there'll probably be a little bit of storyboarding. There won't be much, but I'll probably stream sometime in the next couple of days so that we can get that done. And then I'll ask Kimbo to look through the script and see if it sounds okay. Maybe I'll send in the Discord as well for any of you guys to check out if you want to leave any comments or advice after having read through it properly. Cool. But yeah, like again, this is where we want to be by 19th. We want to be starting recording and stuff. You know, this yellow does, like, on time, it's yellow and it's fine, but like, this is totally a good way to do it, because yellow makes you feel like you could do better, right? So if we could get started on the recording and stuff earlier than 19th, like if we do this in like, on the 18th or something even, just so we can get a blue, I would feel satisfied. I like this a lot. More psych, I love it. Much organized. We're trying. I'm psyching myself into enjoying the colors, or not enjoying the colors. We associate yellow with just decent. It's like getting a C, right? I want to get these ones. All right, we'll keep working hard on this, and yeah. First things first, I'll send it to Hamburger in the Discord, and if you guys have thoughts, let me know. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, for now, I think that's gonna be it for today. Good match. Earlier, good match with DDR Dan earlier today as well. A lot of fun with that. I need to do my upload soon. I just didn't want to like, okay, Zonix, here's your reasoning. I didn't want to overflow stuff like on top of the tutorial just yet, because the tutorial was released on Friday, right? So I just wanted to give it a couple more days, and then I'll probably flood again. But yeah, we'll do that soon as well. I'll probably just do it tomorrow. I'll probably do the upload stuff tomorrow. Just give it one more day. Good news? What is the good news? Do tell before I go. See my desk at the moment. I set up the system of storing each month's to-do list on the wall so I can see what I'm consistently doing and not doing. It's pretty effective. Hey, that sounds pretty dang good. I might have to get to that point at some point as well. With me doing stuff, like with all of my events I have coming up as well. Should probably list them somewhere just to make it easy. And then, you know, I'll have my assignments in places and other stuff that's true, or like this or whatever. Oh gosh. Am I gonna switch soon? Ooh, how soon? That's exciting. Just taking the write down things to do the next day to the next level. It's really good. I like it. QD music a lot. What? Okay. To be fair, this is the music that plays when best characters around. This music plays when you fight dragon. Very good character. Very important. Very cute. I guess you were right that time. Send you a pic on Discord? Sounds good. Maybe in a week or two? Oh, that's awesome. Sounds good, Malachi. Let me know when you get it. Look at this. This is the thing. When you try to scroll up, and like it like flicks down automatically. I don't know what it's trying to do. So you have to like do the chat pause to just scroll to like actually see stuff that's recent, or like sort of recent, like the message like right here. See, like that message is not accessible. Otherwise, it's not good. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow, so I've got work to go to tomorrow, but then maybe after work we'll, depends on if Hamburger can get back to me tonight, I suppose. If he can, then I'll do the editing and stuff tomorrow. If not, we'll probably just play a bit more. We'll play a bit more Puyo, do some more practice. And we'll work from there. Wednesday I've got plans as well, but I'll talk about them tomorrow because they're not that immediate anyway. Oh, one last thing as well. All the parts for the computer are here. All the parts that I ordered online are here now. I got the GPU and the SSD today, which is the last two parts that I needed. So they're all here now. I'll probably go out on the weekend to go grab the other, like the equipment stuff, like the mouse, keyboard, you know, all the external stuff. And hopefully my uncle will also be free, so then he'll be able to put it together, and then maybe as early as start of next week we could be back in business. So keep an eye out. Or, you know, I'll update you guys, but it's something to be excited about. Like, seeing it all come together is kind of unreal. It's just boxes sitting here. Very professional looking boxes. Yes, you too. everybody. Hope you all have a great rest of the day or night as well. Hopefully uncle's free soon guide you on doing it yourself. Question mark. I might babysit like the kids in the meantime. If they don't feel like staying home. So I might already have my hands full. Oopsies. We'll see. Maybe. It would be interesting to watch along, so that I know what I can do with it as well. For like even just for like cleaning pubs and stuff to see how things are handled. It probably would be handy. I'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, yes, as I said, that's it for tonight. Catch you guys around on the Discord and whatnot as I head to bed, or tomorrow if you're in the stream. You should put everything there, should I? Going to do something stupid can stop you. But I have like absolutely no notion of how to put any of it together. I'll consider it. you have a good point, Xanax. I'm just lazy. I'm not even like lazy. Just maybe I'm nervous about it. Who knows? Sweetie Q pumpkin cupcake. That's you. That's you. You described yourself, Levy. Good night to you too. Have a dream with me and a bob when you're trying to pop it. I can certainly try. Just said Legos. It's not lazy. It's fear stuffing up thousands of dollars of equipment. Yes. You voiced my thoughts, my feelings, my fears. And that. Yes. Thank you for your call-out post. Another day in the life of being a friend of Xanax. You don't even need to bully me, you just have to call me out. Alright, I'll see you guys around soon. For now, as always. Yes, friend. We already established this, I thought. But I mean, if you want to, if you haven't taken second thoughts, Alright. Have a good rest of the day or night, everybody. Love you guys. I'll see you all next time. Good night.